everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beth and I teach 3rd and 4th grade split classroom in Missouri. And I want to say I'm in year 7. I really lost count. After 5, you're like, you know, how long have I been teaching? I don't know. Not long enough to retire, that's for sure. So it's a Sunday, so I'm here by myself, which is super nice. So today is going to be technically day 1 of classroom setup, but I did come over like 2 weeks ago, I think, and put up like something in my room, but it really wasn't enough to like show you. So you will get to see my classroom, you will get to see the new paint color, and oh, I should probably update y'all. Life update. I am currently 19 weeks pregnant. So this is a Sunday, so technically tomorrow, Monday, would make me 20 weeks. So no heavy lifting, no scooting, a lot of heavy things, no climbing, most importantly. So you won't be seeing any of that today. I do have to put some stuff up on the board, like up on my wall, but it's nothing I can't reach. If I can't reach it, I won't do it, I promise. So yes, I am expecting a little boy in November, and yeah, so that's exciting. But I know you guys want to get into the classroom to see it, so let's go. Alright everybody, so I'm in my classroom, and the first thing on this is the walls are different. So we did take some time in like June to come in and paint. It's not perfect. You will see spots that probably need a couple more layers. If you're curious on seeing what these walls looked like before, go back to the 1920 classroom setup and you'll actually see how dark they are. But yeah, it's like a light yellow creamy color, so it looks really, really good in person, and I'm just really happy with it. So like I said, it's not perfect. Yeah, the door, I'm gonna have to do something with. Probably do like a semi-gloss white on it. That's gonna be later though. So let me show you what my room looks like and what I'm gonna have to do for it. So nothing has came out yet about what the school year is going to look like. I am going to probably guess that we will find something out probably next week, like either next week or 2 weeks from now. We'll get a good idea of what it's actually going to look like. I do think we're going to be on campus, but there might be that online aspect as well. We'll just have to wait it out and see. If you do know what your school is doing, go ahead and comment down below and tell me how you're feeling about it, so we can kind of start that conversation. So let me turn the camera around, show you what the pre setup is going to be like, the one I'm working with. So let's go ahead and do that. Starting with the blue door, we're gonna work our way around the room. So I do have my bookshelves. They are a hot mess. And on top of that, I've got these crates. Don't think I'm gonna be using those this year. Outside recess equipment, leveled readers. This bin actually fell apart. So it was a 3-drawer Sterilite thing. I actually had it like beside my desk at one point, but it's literally, it was like the leaning tower of cabinet space. So it was definitely going to fall in, and so I'm gonna have to get something else to put these in. I think I'm gonna get cabinets, because if you haven't seen my room yet, you'll know I have no space. So anywho, I've got that side of the wall, and then I've got my area rug. Not sure if I'm gonna be able to have that. I have supplies that needs to go home. This is the top part of the broken drawer of Pisa, with just a ton of crap that needs to be gone through. Wheelie cart. They better not have. My bulletin board that I just make out of cardboard that's fitted will go up here. I took it off so I could paint. So I have to find them. I hope they're still here. I'll look here in a minute. And then, so then the slider will be gone. This computer cart needs to be gone through. Promethean board, wall, whiteboard, small table chairs. And then we've got this. I don't have a lot. So I thought I had a lot more. So I have this, which I'm gonna have to decide what I'm gonna do. All my read aloud books. And then coming on this side, just my one little storage bookshelf, kidney table, filing cabinet, and then a couple wheelie carts, and then my lovely work area. I just, yeah, see? That's all the space I have in this humongous room. So, I'm going to talk about what I'm going to do with that in just a little bit. But here's my desk. Don't judge me. Those of you who work with me know what I'm going to say about this. So, first day of school, first week of school's clean, Christmas, and end of the year. So, that's all I gotta say. And I have this little filing cabinet that I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with just yet. I have to go through a lot of stuff. But this chair, my sister actually had in her classroom, and she's like, it'll be really good for you because, you know, being pregnant, you swell a lot, and I work on the 3rd floor, and so this actually has, like, something I could pull out. Where's it at? We're exploring together. Y'all see a lever anywhere? Oh, lock and lift. Well, it's supposed to have something like with a kickstand to kick out, but I'm not smart enough to figure it out yet. So, that is my pre-classroom look. I don't know where, sorry. I don't know where to start. I thought my air had been, you know, left on, but I guess the power must have knocked it off. And the reason why I say that is because it's still on the same temperature that I had it on. So, yeah, let me sit you down and kind of talk through my thinking for this year. Okay, so sitting down and thinking about it, I have to get a good game plan in my head before I just jump in, because if I just jump in, then things are going to be moved literally from one side of the room to the other, and then I won't get anything accomplished. So, here's what I do know. I do know that the desks have to be at least 6 feet apart. So Missouri came out with some recommendations from the CDC. They kind of took what the CDC said and like chose what they would like to see, I guess. I don't know. They're just recommendations, they're not required. But they said as far as 6 feet apart seat-wise, but as close as 3. So if I had a normal classroom with 20 students or more, then I could separate them 3 feet apart. But this year I'm looking to having a minimum of 5, most 7 or 8 students. And so if I can squeeze in that 6 feet with some exceptions like here and there, I would rather do that. Because A, pregnant, high risk pregnancy. So I would really like to keep it to that 6 feet as closely as I can. That being said, because of everything, in my classroom I've decided not to do classroom jobs. I will be taking care of all of that. As far as centers go, student centers, normally I would have kids working together, but I think the only time I will have them together is I'm going to have to split up the groups. So if I end up having a group of 6 students, 4 in 4th grade, 2 in 2nd grade, I am literally going to be making groups of 2, which means I can still keep 3 feet from one student at my kidney table. I have that space. Whereas if I had the 4 all at one time, I would have students closer to me, which I'm sure if I'm gonna be wearing a mask and I bought a shield, so I'll do like a mini, you know, Amazon haul later if you want to see it. So I'll be protected, and you know, we'll wash our hands and sanitize and clean real good. But at least if I have 2 per group, that'll be pretty good. So the only time they'll be together is when they're working with me. And then what I thought is I could just take some painter's tape and make a box. It's gonna it sounds so bad having to even discuss this, but making areas for individual students to sit and work. So obviously independent work can be done at their seats, but to do the other centers, such as maybe a project or do like iPad time or something, have them go to their box. And so I literally make a box on the floor big enough to have their stuff in, and they would be there for that 15 minutes working. That way I don't have kids, I know for sure that if they're in their spots, they're at least 6 feet away from everybody. Like it sounds awful. Like that sounds like awful to even have to mention, but I think that's just what we're gonna have to do. And as far as like in line and stuff, I did buy this sit spots. I got like 64 for 15, and I'll try to link them down below. I haven't gotten them yet, so I'm not really sure how they feel. But if you watched Michelle on Pocketful of Primary, she featured this on like Amazon Prime, like what you need to have. And it comes in like an array of colors. And so I thought about beginning of school, assigning each student a color, and then having the sit spots on the floor where they line up. So it's gonna be very different, but I think we can still make learning happen, which I'm all for. And so, yeah, I don't know. It may sound like an awful idea, but it's gonna have to work for what I'm doing. With that being said, I'm gonna flip you around. It's gonna look really weird because it's not set up, but I'm going, in order to get the 6 feet, and don't worry, I'm not gonna be like moving this all at one time. I'm gonna take my time doing this. So in order to get my desk 6 feet apart, this kidney table I'm sitting at, that's the back of my room, needs to be moved like over there. So and it might not get done today. Lots of people will be here on Wednesday because it's payday. So if I don't get this table moved, then I can have help on Wednesday getting it there. So I think in order to move, we'll just have to like kind of see what it looks like. So I think I'm gonna put you down and get started, and we'll go from there. Okay, so here's that, meaning it is really hot in here. If you can't tell by my face, it almost matches my shirt. But I went ahead and moved my kidney table over here by my bookshelves. Fun story, my bulletin boards that I created have disappeared. So we're not going to be using those this year. But I think with the Better Than Paper bulletin board paper, it should be fine. I think I can just staple it to the wall. Now, this wall will have it like I had last year. I'm just gonna go from the bookcase end over to this pipe. There it is. And then I am not gonna be putting a bulletin board behind this desk area. I never used it, and so I think what I'll do, if I put anything back there, it might just be like birthdays or something. And yes, I do realize there's a spot, but we have named this spot on my wall, this spot right here, we have named that the San Andreas Fault, because it could literally give at any time and that whole part of the wall will fall off. Pretty sure. So you can already tell, like you could touch it and like the wall moves. So that's the San Andreas Fault, and we're not gonna put anything on it. So it may look a little bad. It looks like a shark right now, but nothing's gonna be going on that wall. And I did move the black cubby shelf over here. So I'm not gonna have the kids use cubbies this year. Any supplies they need, I will give them. So if they need a textbook, I will give it to them. If they need any type of supplies, it'll be in their caddies that they take to their centers. So no cubbies will be used. I'm not sure. The kids are supposed to have like their art boxes and like tennis shoes for PE. They're non-skid, which means they don't have skid marks, and so they have to like be able to store them somewhere, but I don't know what to do about that. Maybe command hooks and then just tie their shoestrings on there. Sounds really not the greatest idea, but it keeps like them from having to touch other people's shoes, I guess. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to do. I'll have to come up with an idea. So what I'm gonna be working on now is getting my desks organized to that 6 feet apart. Like I said, my class is only gonna be a class of maybe 6 or 7, minimum 5. So I will be able to space them out with the 6 foot requirement. And that 6 foot requirement is going to be between my teaching area, them, and then back here from them to my area. So there should be enough room to get them. Now, the only problem is lining up. I don't know how to do it. If you have an idea about having the kids lined up, I've seen the rope method. Okay, if you don't know what the rope method is, it's like a long, like almost like a paracord rope that you lengthen out. It'd be like 6 times the amount of kids you have. So if you have 25 kids, probably not your best option, but if you've got, you know, between 5 and 10, maybe not 10 kids, but for a class like mine, I could probably do it. So what you would do is you are the starter, and then you mark off between 3 to 6 feet on the cord with a piece of tape, and then you do that increments all the way down to the end, and then the kids hang on to their spot, and you walk to specials, you walk to lunch, you walk to recess. That's a good way to keep your kids keeping that social distance at all times. So it's going to be very interesting because we are on the 3rd floor with high schoolers, so I'm not real sure where or how it's going, we can keep that distance when the high schoolers are in the hallway and when we have to transition with one another. I'm just going to have to just pick a time before the bell rings to go. So our lunch is at 11:20. That's when the bell rings. So that would probably mean I need to get out of my room by 11:15 to be able to make it down the stairs without having to worry about the high schoolers. So I am gonna move my desks, and I did just space them out. I wanted to do, so let me show you real quick. So this blue marker is going to be, like if this is my desk, the blue marker is going to be where the back of the chair is, or the desk is. So from the back of the chair, so literally from student to the new desk, so from here to there is 6 feet. Doesn't look like it, but I just kind of did rough measurements. So, and I also want to make sure I have enough walking space to keep the distance from like my desk over here. So that's why it might be a little bit less, and that's okay. So now I just have to figure out space-wise the kids going in rows. So I'm going to do that right now. Alright guys, so I did get my desks. Okay, so I got them as close as I could between the 3 and 6 feet requirement. It was a challenge, so I could not space the desks row-wise the 6 feet. Column-wise, I was able to, but row-wise, I could not. So let me show you. So this is the setup right now Like I said, if my roster doesn't change at the beginning of the year, I will have 6. So I will have 4 4th graders and 2 3rd graders. Possibility of a student coming in just for like from the fall to winter to Christmas break. This family has done it for a few years now. So that will be my only big issue, is fitting that student in, which I guess I can do when we get there. Other problem I have is for student benefit only, and I would definitely want my teacher to change this if they were in this room. But this desk right back here, if you have watched any of my videos, you know that as soon as those registers get turned on, it becomes a furnace, like a burning inferno in here. And so, and that just affects all the kids. So for this kiddo to have to sit back there, it might just be, you know, scrunch it up to 4 feet and then squeeze a kiddo in the back row. So we'll just have to make it work, and kind of go from there. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to try to accomplish today. Other than that, my room is kind of set up the way I want it. I mean, I'm not going to move my desk, and there's really not a whole lot I can do right now. It is after 4. So I was thinking about these bookshelves. I don't really know what to do when it comes to that. I got a lot more planning I'm going to have to do, unfortunately. But I do want to talk about this mess of a cabinet. So, it's not even a cabinet, shelving. So my thought was, this, when you look at it, it is just a hot freaking mess. You can tell things have just been thrown in there. And that's the honest truth. They've been thrown in there because I have nowhere else to put them. So what I want to do is buy some cabinets, and I think Target has some for a reasonable price. They're just a white double door 3-shelf cabinet that I would use to store things, like my art supplies, maybe math manipulatives. I want to get rid of this just because I want to be able to put like my file, you know, the next day kind of thing. Keep myself a little bit more organized in something like this than I would like in a file system. But I'm going to get 2 of those shelvings, or 2 of those cabinets, and then this I'm going to put all my curriculum in and try to get this as clean looking as I possibly can, with maybe just like one, like the top row of just like maybe leveled readers. Like that would be my goal. But any curriculum will go in this black shelving unit, organized nicely. Like down, you can't see them very well, like behind this basket there is like a blue mini Sterilite drawer shelf thing, and then there's the bigger one on this side, and the pink one holds all my math and reading manipulatives, and my blue one holds all my science stuff. So I figured one white cabinet could hold all of the, let me turn you on. One could hold all my math manipulatives, all my math games, inside recess stuff, which I don't know how we're gonna do, but we'll figure it out. Maybe like art supplies. The stuff that's in this rainbow cart will be put into containers and put in there. iPads at the end of the year will go on the other one. So any type of math manipulative that I might need, science stuff will go in the other white cabinet. So I'll have 2 white cabinets. One will be like student grab or things that I would get for students. One would be more of a unit type of cabinet. So that would free up my shelf for me to maybe put my personal belongings. I like to have like a coat rack or something to put like my purse and my coat and umbrella and gloves and whatever I need. Have it there. I do want to bring my coffee pot. It'd be nice to have some coffee in the morning, like my Keurig. So that way, this actually has some meaning behind it and not just full of just clutter. And so I think what I'm going to do before I leave is try, without hurting myself, try to get all of the curriculum organized into this shelving unit. It might not have it today. It might be a Wednesday type of day when I come then. So I'm not going to be able to get my cabinets, which it's weird because Target doesn't deliver, and I'm super sad about it. And they're really cheap cabinets, and I don't want to buy off Amazon because these are just so cheap. So if you know why Amazon doesn't deliver, not Amazon, if you know why Target won't deliver like something like that, like ship it to me, I'd really like to know, because it would save me a trip and I don't want to go to the city. So yeah, that's just, I don't want to go to the city to Target. And Walmart doesn't have anything that I think would work best for the needs of my classroom. So that being said, I think I'm going to wrap up day one of classroom setup. I think it does look more like a classroom. Oh, I forgot to mention, so my like pre-workout, not pre-workout, y'all know I don't work out, but my classroom setup day, I did this word wall. It's over here. It's in this corner right here. So I did come over, I put up the white Better Than Paper background. I did the boho rainbow, the bohemian rainbow from Ashley McKenzie. And so that's gonna kind of be my theme. But I think what I'm going to do is hop off here. But I will be posting another video, hopefully, maybe Wednesday, we'll see, of me just showing you what I'm printing and getting ready for day 2 of classroom setup. So if you like what you saw, make sure you like and subscribe. You can ring the bell if you want to get notifications. If you have any questions about this journey with me, it's a brand new year. You know, we've got COVID going on. We've got, you know, baby coming in November. So if you want to see any maternity stuff, maternity leave stuff, how that works in my district, my plans for that, baby haul maybe, I don't know, just whatever you want to see, comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.